Welcome to Taekook Whispers, a place where what goes unspoken speaks the loudest. Have you ever felt that a single, simple answer could open countless layers of meaning? That one old memory could suddenly feel vividly alive again? And that one brief reaction, a fleeting facial expression, could be enough to shift how we see everything? Over the past few days, one of Jungkook's interviews appeared ordinary on the surface. Light questions. Straightforward answers. Nothing that seemed out of place. Yet for those who watched closely, something quietly stirred beneath that calm exterior. A name, an extreme experience, and a subtle dynamic no camera could fully capture. Today, we are not here to discuss rumors. We are not here to force conclusions. We are here to listen to the soft whispers that may have been overlooked for far too long. Recently, Jungkook participated in a series of promotional interviews following the announcement of the new season of Are You Sure? Among many routine questions, one moment stood out, not solely because of what he said, but because of how the people around him reacted and the unspoken tension that briefly surfaced. He was asked about something he would like to experience at least once more in his life. His answer sounded simple. He wanted to try skydiving again. To some, this was merely a desire to repeat an adrenaline-filled activity. But to longtime fans, that answer carried more weight. Skydiving was not a new experience for Jungkook. He had done it before, together with Taehyung. That moment was not just about the jump itself, but about shared fear, trust, and presence. It became a memory rooted not in thrill alone, but in companionship. When Jungkook mentioned Taehyung, he did so naturally, without emphasis, without explanation, as if it were a fact that needed no elaboration. What drew attention, however, was not his answer, but Jimin's reaction. It was immediate and unfiltered. Not enthusiastic. Slightly uncomfortable. Almost instinctive. The kind of reaction that happens before one has time to compose it. This response makes sense when we recall an episode of Run BTS involving a high-altitude challenge. Despite Taehyung's fear of heights, he still gathered the courage to jump, with Namjoon. Meanwhile, Jimin and Suga chose not to participate. From that moment on, it was clear that extreme activities were not something Jimin enjoyed or sought out. His reaction during the interview was consistent with that history, not surprising, but revealing in its honesty. Another detail fans noticed was Jungkook's demeanor throughout these interviews. Though physically present, there were moments when he seemed mentally elsewhere. When Jimin spoke, Jungkook's gaze occasionally drifted, his responses delayed, his focus momentarily detached, as if his thoughts had wandered beyond the conversation. This impression deepened when fans observed Jungkook's activities outside of official promotions. During that same week, he held several live broadcasts. Yet not once did he mention Are You Sure? No reminders, no personal anecdotes, no encouragement to watch. Instead, he lived quietly, playing games, listening to music, singing, eating at home. It suggested a clear boundary. For Jungkook, Are You Sure appeared to be a professional obligation, completed within its designated space, not something he wished to blend into his personal world. This contrasted with Jimin, who did briefly mention the show during his own live broadcast. Neither approach is right or wrong. They simply reveal different perspectives. Despite this, some within the fandom, particularly a portion of Jungkook's supporters, interpreted Jungkook's behavior as nervousness, claiming he avoided Jimin's gaze due to awkwardness. But this interpretation does not align well with Jungkook's known personality. He is not someone who becomes easily nervous around members he has shared years of intense experiences with, especially not in situations far less demanding than those he has already endured. When we look instead at Jungkook's dynamic with Taehyung, a different pattern emerges. Taehyung understands Jungkook effortlessly, without pressure, without expectations, and without turning their closeness into performance. His support has always been steady, whether in large projects or quiet moments, without ever demanding attention or validation. That is why Jungkook once referring to Taehyung as his safe haven resonated so deeply. It was not poetic exaggeration, but a reflection of lived experience, of safety built through shared moments and mutual trust. This nuance resurfaced strongly in Taehyung's Los Angeles vlog, one of the most compelling personal contents he has released. From the opening moments, his presence felt grounded and genuine. There was no excess narration, no forced storytelling, only confidence, discipline, and ease. The scenes with the SDT team highlighted not just physical strength, but focus and integrity. It showed a Taeyong who is transparent and self-assured, far removed from over-curated images. Ironically, criticism arose, not because of the vlog itself, but due to comparisons with Are You Sure? Yet such comparisons miss a crucial distinction. A personal vlog exists in freedom, while a program operates under structure and direction. Taeyong was not imitating anyone. He was simply being present, training, moving through daily life, sharing moments without explanation. For many fans, this natural atmosphere echoed an earlier time, when watching Taeyong and Jungkook together felt organic and unforced. Even without Jungkook's appearance, the emotional alignment felt familiar. That connection was never spoken aloud, and precisely because of that, it felt real. Over the years, Taekookers have observed a consistent pattern. Jungkook and Taeyong share a rhythm unlike any other. Not louder, not more dramatic, but steady, instinctive. Jungkook does not maintain this silent language with everyone. With Taeyong, it emerges naturally, lingering glances, effortless closeness, moments that require no justification. This connection is neither accidental nor manufactured. It is built through presence, time, and understanding. Within the fandom, the same gesture can be interpreted differently depending on who performs it. Often, these interpretations reveal more about the observer than the moment itself. This is not about comparison. It is not about opposition. It is about seeing clearly. Taeyong and Jungkook share a bond that exists in its own way, without force, without explanation. Ignoring it no longer aligns with what continues to appear, again and again, on every stage they share. In the end, this is not a story about who stands closer on camera. It is about consistency of feeling, about how one name surfaces naturally in memory, how one person becomes a place of safety without declaration, and how a connection can still be felt, even when it is not shown. Taeyong and Jungkook have never explained their bond. They do not sell it. They do not define it with words. They simply live it. And perhaps that is where its strength lies. In quiet rhythm, honest gestures, and a presence that needs no justification. At Taekook Whispers, we do not shout. We do not force narratives. We observe, and allow the smallest truths to speak. If you feel the same way, leave your whispers in the comments. Until the next video, because some stories never truly end.